Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's Restaurant News and Networking Group, Chapter 2. We are a group of restaurant vendors who are here to help each other grow their business and also to help restaurants if they have a problem. If you're a manager, chef, or an owner, and you have a problem and you'd like to bring it to us, let us help you solve it. We'll be happy to do it. Just give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website, trnusa.com, and also our YouTube page, Today's Restaurant. Give us a like and subscribe so you'll get to know when we post videos. And I want to start the meeting off just quickly. Ed, would you mind if I show that video that you sent?
No problem at all.
Okay.
I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I want you to give us a little rundown of the show. Ed was at the NRA Show. I don't know if Lynn and her company were there, but Ed was there, and he sent me this video, and I just want to show it to you. And you can tell us what it is once I get it.
I came late to see to this video, but if you go about 15 seconds in, watch the right-hand side of the screen with the robot's hand. See what happens.
Okay.
I haven't even gotten to open it yet.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay.
Watch the right hand. I mean, when you're looking at it, the right-hand side.
You got to play. Push
Yeah,
play.
I know.
Bottom, in middle, center, middle. Bottom, center, middle.
See where that arrow is in red?
Yeah, with a circle. Go
With
down
the
a little
circle
bit more.
right below that, where the arrow is. You got to hit the arrow.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
No, go back.
Oh,
The arrow, I didn't even see the Indian.
what the hell? I'll show you.
No,
No, no,
Howard,
in the
arrow.
center. Go the center of the bottom.
Center bottom.
Yeah, I know.
Red circle. Red circle.
There's no red circle on my screen.
Sort of an orange.
Right here.
Go down.
Right here.
Terry, you're gonna have to go out there and show
Yeah, she's on her way.
him.
And she's gonna say, "There's no red circle."
Where are you?
She says, "Hey, I'm right. There's no."
Right here. See the red circle?
Oops. Yes, dear.
Go ahead.
Of course, I would have said
No,
orange and
it's
purple.
right.
but
It's
that's
not
okay.
there. It's got to be up on here.
No, it's not.
The arrow.
See, this is where it starts,
Yeah, I know.
and then you
Look at it.
hold it. Right, oh, there it is. Oops.
Yeah, this. You like the job she did?
Do you do comedy, by the way?
Okay.
Oh, here we go. I mean, yeah, I got it.
Okay, watch the right hand. Watch what happens. Spills it and drops it.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Oh!
Now watch the recovery. There it is. That's the drink.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Maybe the robot had too much liquor.
Yeah. Too much to drink.
See the red circle in the middle? No, don't hit that.
Well, you want to see it again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
What?
Oh my
And you can't-
God.
And you can't even call the robot an idiot. Oh,
It recovered nicely.
Yes, it's recovery, yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for that, Ed.
Do you know what robot that was? Who's the manufacturer?
I didn't know that.
Uh.
There was another video I took of a robot that was grabbing dishes from a tray and then sticking them in a dishwasher and then pulling them out of the dishwasher and stacking them as they were getting cleaned. And it was a robot out of India.
Yeah, what do they know
As they
about
were
food?
getting cleaned.
It was clean dishes, but they were trying to show you dirty dishes going into a dishwasher, and the same robot would take them out of the dishwasher and stack them on the other side.
Yeah.
And was like a suction cup on the end of the arm.
Were there a lot of companies there
Yeah.
doing robotics?
Not as many as last year when I saw it, and there were robots there that were walking in areas, but they weren't doing what they did last year, where they were actually going around obstacle courses. And if it happened, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So, and the number of robotics places, I think, was less than last year. What was all over the place, though, were point of sales operations, but it wasn't just for point of sales. It was complete accounting systems for food service, where they want you to use it to pay the bills, to get food costs, to track tipping, all kinds of tips, analytics as to what's being sold and what's not being sold. So it's very complicated. It's not just a point of sale operation. The non-dairy ingredient business was absolutely crazy there. So the number of places that had vegan equipment or vegan material, plant-based, it was all over there. It was for making ice cream. It was for making hamburgers. It was for making potato chips. It was making everything. You could get that. So that was, as far as equipment goes, like we do, there were a couple of people there, a couple of Chinese companies new into the market. So it was well attended, I'll put it that way. There were a lot of people there walking around. There was 3 areas of use. So there were a lot of people there. The last year, there were a lot of robots that were actually showing you cooking, so that they had a robot that was getting a frozen pizza out of a refrigerator and then putting it in an oven, and then it would be in a minute it was done, and the robot would take it out and cut it. And they didn't have anything at all like that this year. So anyway,
Yeah. Well,
it was enjoyable.
Yeah, Chris is starting a new division. He's going to be placing robots.
Howard.
I need to go to what Ed said. My son and I were shopping for EV cars, and we went into Tesla, and they told us that the seats were vegan leather, and I wanted to meet the cow.
Oh my God. All right. Hey, real quick, Ed, Howard, we were talking about robots. I went to that franchise show last week, right?
Right.
And I mentioned to you, the guy that I spoke to, you invited him to the group one time, right? Robot Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. But while we're talking about franchises or the franchise show, I have a question for Steve. Okay. I went to this franchise show.
Yes.
And the franchise group is FCC, and they represent about a couple hundred different brands. And there was a lot of, and they represent restaurants. And I'll share with y'all the list. And there must have been, I don't know how many, a dozen I sent you, different restaurants or franchises opening up.
Yeah. But
the thing was, the restaurant people that own these or franchising it out are not there. They let this group of people handle some of these franchises.
Right.
And I know this is recorded. They're like used car sales reps. I'm like, it's like, you got a 401k, you got this, you got, hey, we'll set you up in a franchise. Then they don't care as long as they got their money.
Well, I mean, there are certain people like that. I mean, that's true in any sales
Yeah.
profession. They're no different.
But
You're right. It's
what a racket.
Some of those guys are very good, very knowledgeable. I work with two that are very good and wouldn't do that to you. And the other ones will, they're interested in making a buck. They don't care whether you fail or succeed. It doesn't.
Because I talked to a couple of them and I asked them questions, and some didn't know how to answer the question. It was just really weird. It's just that.
They know very little typically about the franchise.
Yeah.
They're literally there to sort of pre-qualify you and sell. The reason what's interesting is frequently those shows, the franchisor is not there, and that's because they employ these conglomerates of brokers because they don't have the ability to go out and sell. They're in fact too small to maintain any kind of decent sales staff. So they farm out the sales to a third party, basically.
Yeah.
And that is fraught with risk, mainly for the consumer.
Okay.
And
one of my advertisers just sent me his brand new ad today. He's a franchise company. He helps people get started with franchises. Excuse me. Ed mentioned the ingredients, I'm going to call it fake, not fake, but substitute food or vegan food. That's a tremendous trend in the industries and in supermarket as well. And tying it together with the show in September that I sent everybody an email about, the America's Food and Beverage Show. I'm really anxious to see what they're going to be exhibiting there, because they are in the forefront of ingredients and food in general. They have a tremendous amount of people who advertise their food products there. And I'm going to bring it up because somebody in the other group brought it up.
I have a question.
Sure.
I know that it is a big trend right now, but I don't know how big a reality it is in the sense of how many people really care about being vegan. Is it any really significant part of the population? That's just a curiosity.
I think it's all trendy.
Yeah.
Agree.
But my daughter has a friend. She's vegan. Okay.
Right. Oh, they're vegans. I'm not doubting that.
Okay, but she comes over. So, when she comes over, we have to buy. If we have her over, my daughter buys her food, and we have to separate it in the refrigerator because she's kind of funny about things. It's like she don't want. It's almost like being kosher, right?
I was going to say it's worse than being kosher. I mean,
Right. So that area where her vegan food is can't be touched by the regular food. I'm like, okay. It's like, nice girl. I'm not, I'm not going to throw her under the bus because of that. But it was just like, and I think that's a trend in a lot of people that are vegan that are true vegan. That's all they have. But if, if you can't have like regular food touching their vegan food.
The other thing is I'm really never sure the difference between vegan and vegetarian. I know we're going way off topic, but that's
Well, we're gonna, when you look at the chains, when you look at the fast food operators and the quick serve operators, they're the ones who sort of mirror what the trend is. You look at McDonald's, you look at there's a whole chain.
Olay.
Belay, yeah, thank you. It's not vegan, but it's sort of healthier food. And I mean, it's like everybody knows somebody who's doing it. My son and daughter-in-law do it. My brother and sister-in-law, they've been doing it for years, and they're all sick. No, I'm kidding.
But to answer your question about vegan, there was a restaurant at Chris might know this area. It's over in the Virginia Highlands area. You know where Soto and Ricardo's Pizza is?
Yeah.
On the other side, by the gym, there's a little street by the Jimmy Carter Library. This was probably back in 04, 05. I sold my POS system, and they brought this chef in, and literally, you know, he made these crab balls. So, you know, like tastes like crab, but it really wasn't crab. It was like he took like, I guess like not beets, but like radishes or something like that, and turned it into tasting like crab. I tried it. It was actually all right, but it wasn't for me. But yeah, it lasted about a year because I think it was way before its time. Vegan. I mean, you had vegetarian places before that. There was a place in Little 5 Points. Chris, I don't remember that. If you remember this place or not. Eat your vegetables.
Yeah.
So it was all. You know,
Terrible.
Isn't it healthier just to eat the real thing? Because my doctors even told me, don't eat or drink anything that has anything fake, even diet sodas, anything that's, I mean, stevia is the closest thing you're going to get to.
Yeah.
But other than that is not, that's worse for you than the real thing, you know, to eat the fake. And I did some research and, you know, it doesn't help you to lose weight. It doesn't help you to be healthier. So I'm not really sure why they do it to save the planet, I guess, for the animals.
I've seen people who are eating vegan, and so instead of they'll eat potatoes, but they won't eat a hamburger, and they gain weight because they're eating starch.
Right.
There was a study. There was a study.
And they wind up with diabetes, and they wind up with other. I mean,
Sorry,
I don't
John.
get it.
There was a study
get
on
it.
Beyond Burger that they have hormone blockers in them. I don't.
Say what?
That they have hormone blockers in them.
So I can become a girl?
Very easy today. All you need to do. Oh, let me shut up.
Yeah, that was just too easy.
Hey, John, you're not a bad looking guy at all, but a
Well,
girl.
thank you.
All you need to do is go to name over on the participant, and then go to name. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I had a blind date. First time I heard about a vegan, and I took this girl to Bone Steakhouse in Atlanta, and she says, "I'll have the vegetable plate." I said, "The vegetable plate? You're at Bones, honey. Have what you want." No, I'm a vegan, and I didn't know what a vegan was. I said, "Well, what is a vegan?" And she goes, "Chris," and the arrogance is incredible. "Chris, a vegan does not eat beef, poultry, seafood, or dairy products." So I told that to a friend of mine. He says, "Kaufman, if a vegan does not eat beef, poultry, seafood, or dairy products, what would be the opposite of a vegan?" And I told him, "A Kaufman." Crowd, a hot crowd.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Well, I want to bring up this subject. The show in September in Miami, which is the America's Food and Beverage Show, it is creating a separate section for the food service industry, and they've asked me to try and help it out a little bit. So I brought it up to the other group at 11 o'clock, and there were several members there who were interested in perhaps sharing a booth at that show, or a couple of booths at that show. So I just bring it up to you to think about now, and I think I think the cost of a booth is about, I think it was $3,500 for it goes like 35, 38, and 4,000. So if you get several people in the booth, it's
Mhm.
not, a lot of people in our group don't sell product, but somebody like Ed, who's got a product, has to show he needs floor space if he's going to bring a product. One of the guys in the group, in the other group, sells a machine that ties bakery boxes, so he needs floor space. So it's just a thought. If you're
Good
interested,
thought, actually.
and it's a two-day show, and I mean it'll give you tremendous international exposure.
Okay. And what day is that on again?
I believe it starts on September 18th. Brian's already making plans to come to Miami.
After yesterday, I'm looking to escape. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Real quick, I know this is being recorded. Okay. My parents, my mom's not doing well. My dad's, he's going to be 88 on the day. Howard's going to be 77.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
So it's about 4:30 yesterday, and I feel bad for my mom. I think she's in the early stages of dementia, and she's driving, and she should not be driving because we told her because she has cataracts, right? And I'll make this quick. She calls me, says the car's stuck at the front of the complex in front of the mailbox. So what's wrong? Well, we can't get the car out of gear. I was like, why can't you get the car out of gear? I'm like, okay. So of course I go over there. I'm like, okay, so I have the keys. And I says, I'll get in the car. And all I have to do is knock the steering wheel a little bit. And I get it out of gauge and drive it back to their apartment. Oh, how did you do that? I says, it's a driver error. And it's just very, I feel bad for them because it's very comical at times with them. And it's just like, oh my God.
Are you inferring that that's what's going to be with me?
No, I did not say that.
No, that's not an inference. That's a direct hit.
That's the direct, yeah.
But yeah, real quick. Sorry, I just had to get that out. It was just,
Does the car actually have a key to operate it, or is it a button control?
it has a key.
You know that there are states that are suing those car companies because they're making defective products because they can be stolen easier because of the key.
Well, this was a Nissan Rogue.
Yeah, Ed, you're talking about the Kias and the Hyundais. I've got one of those Kias.
Yeah, and there's a state or Chicago or somebody that is actually suing all the car companies that are using keys.
Yeah.
Really?
Because they're not safe. They get stolen too easy. They get carjacked. And the reason that the stealing, they're going up is because the cars are defective. They don't have the state-of-the-art anti-theft device on, whatever they're using. But it's a function of having a key. So you can defund all the police and don't arrest anybody, but if you have a key in your car, you're going to go to jail.
That's awful.
It's artificial intelligence.
Hey, Ed. Also, the number one car for being stolen for Cadillac converters is a Toyota Camry. I own one.
Really?
Yep. That's at the top of the list.
For catalytic converters.
Oh, they're very expensive and they have platinum in them.
Yep.
And you can't get them.
Yeah.
Well,
My
I don't
son's
think, but it's cheaper to buy a stolen one than a new one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm gonna sort of steer this meeting back into the food service industry.
Why? This is so much
Hey,
fun.
I got one for Terry to do some research on, and it'd be good for Chris and Ed to check it out. It's a concept. It's a concept that's coming from Richmond, Virginia, called Chef Suite, and it's geared towards more like ghost kitchens. And
Chef
they're opening
WEEK.
Chef Suite.
Oh, okay.
And they're opening one in Atlanta. I think early January, February of 2024.
Yeah, they're
And-
from Richmond.
Yeah. I found that out yesterday from one of my vendors I work with,
Oh,
Captive
great,
Air.
thank you.
Yeah. So,
Okay, perfect, thank you.
yeah.
Oh,
And that-
there's Lynn in person.
Hi,
Hi,
hello guys.
welcome.
Hi. I just listen you guys. It's okay. Sorry disturb.
That's okay. We
Mhm.
like to see you. Brian, I invited somebody to come this morning who was involved in ghost kitchens and setting them up, etc. He said he was might be traveling today and it would have a difficult time coming because of the holiday weekend, but he said he'll try to come next week. So maybe we'll get a first-hand report on that.
Supposed to get noon today. Which means maybe she'll.
Said Steve.
Hey, Howard, it'll be interesting about the ghost kitchens because I'm reading articles that the ghost kitchen business is sort of in trouble right now.
Yeah,
it's
I read
busy
that too.
now. Yeah,
Is it a permitting problem or what?
I-
Huh?
they
I'm
can't see
reading
them.
articles. I'm reading articles that the ghost kitchens were coming out because of the pandemic. And
Right.
now, without the pandemic, people are not going to centralized commissaries to do things again anymore. They're
Correct. I
You're
read
doing it
the
on
same
your own.
article. Yep, absolutely.
Well, one of the big issues in the world right now is AI. And have you noticed that over the last month or so, the conversation about AI has grown exponentially?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Steve, he's not on the screen right now, but Steve brought it to my attention with that chat website. And right now, everybody is talking about AI and trying to use it. So the question that some of the people that I've been hearing are asking is AI a danger to our humanity, let's call it? And if not, how can a restaurant best use it?
I would say it is because if they'd read the same articles that I read, you teach them everything you know, they keep learning. And I don't know if anybody saw iRobot, but they did compare that to iRobot, where the robots took over. I'm not saying they'll take over, but I think you're going to have a major problem on your
Well,
hands.
the-
And I
the
think that
problem-
because China has developed so many of them to be war machines.
Well,
Has
so
anybody
have we.
seen that?
Probably we robotics, but the point is, I forgot the point. That's what happens when you get to be.
Oh my God.
No, you were asking if anybody thought that they would be, a problem or an asset.
I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, so I have an excuse.
What do you got, colic?
I was thinking about AI.
Hey, Howard, don't you think maybe we've had AI maybe 10 years ago and we just now it's come to fruition? Like, for instance, like your phone, you know, we didn't really realize it. You look at your phone, and like in March, I went to Cleveland, and all of a sudden I start getting stuff on my phone from Cleveland,
Right.
So, I think now it's become to fruition and we're kind of like trying to.
Well, you have where your direction is on your phone. If
I
you turn
realize
the
that, yeah.
location off, it wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The big issue with that chat AI is that people in corporations who are tasked with doing some writing or creating a program or something, they go to that program and they're using that rather than doing the actual work. and that's becoming a problem. Kids are using it in school for
Well,
their
there's
reports.
Well, what's the
Howard,
problem? 100 years ago, we couldn't use a calculator
Right.
in school. So
Well,
now
I'm
it's
not saying
okay.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm
We had
just
an
giving
abacus.
you the facts.
well, you know,
So I use it myself.
But talking about the schools is now they're coming up with a way for the teachers that are going to be on the same program, and they'll actually be able to tell, because if 3 students have the same report, they're pulling it from
Right,
Bing,
right.
ChatGPT. But here's the thing, talking about the AI, the ChatGPT and the Bing is nothing different than Siri and Alexa. It's just a different form of it.
Right.
But the ChatGPT, I think Steve's disagreeing. But ChatGPT only goes back 2 years. Bing goes back farther, if I'm not mistaken. But Steve, you're on mute. You need to take yourself off mute.
Well, you know, it's so easy to use now. I mean, I've been using. I did a couple of articles using it. I think I did one yesterday, combining it with something that I wrote, you know, independently, and just put the facts together.
So I just did a presentation to a fairly substantial accounting firm on actually 4 things. One is ChatGPT, of course, Bing Chat, and the other thing is Bard, which is Google, and of course, and lastly, Crystal. But they are, each one has its strengths and weaknesses. The trouble with Bing, not the trouble, the difference between Bing and Chat, not only is the database current, but Bing is not set up to be, to essentially write an article. If you ask it to write an article, sometimes it won't do it at all. It'll say, I don't do that. Or sometimes it'll give you something that's really not an article. It's not a creative tool in that sense. Great for research. In fact, it is sort of a search engine on steroids. Okay, using natural language as an output. And so it's very useful. Matter of fact, I did search last night on, I'm getting an electric car, and I want to know what the best charging station was for the home. So I put it into Bing, I put it into Bard, and I got, actually I got the same answer, but it was different. Also with Bing, it'll give you references. So if it says blah, 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 and click here and you can get more information on that specific thing. Bard, so ChatGPT, you're right, is limited to 2020 September, or maybe it's 2021, I don't remember, but you can actually ask it, it'll tell you. That's for the free version. I am not sure if that's true for the paid version of ChatGPT, but ChatGPT you can use to write articles. It's great, it's terrific. Bard is sort of a blend between the two. Bard from Google, actually, I've been very impressed with it. It is very similar in terms of its, I'm going to use the word lucidity and how it responds to you with ChatGPT, and it can be creative and do creative kinds of things. So yeah, I haven't tested it out in writing articles yet, but it is a good thing. If you ask it what, and I love the question to contrast and compare, you know, ChatGPT, Bard, and Bing Chat, and I ask each of the AIs to compare it. It's kind of interesting how they come up, and they're reasonably honest about it, interestingly enough. And one of the things that Bard says is that when you ask it about its database, is that its advantage is that it not only has a very large historical database, but it also has a live access to the internet, which is both the same for for Bing and Bard. But Bard says a little dishonestly that it also has the results of Google searches. Well, okay, that's true. But then again, if you do a Bing search, has sort of the same access because Bing is basically a search engine. So it it knows about searches. It may be slightly different in how it gets there, but it's got the same, it's sort of a difference without a purpose, as I believe.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting.
Lynn, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, we're going to get into our intros now. So, but I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, where you are, and how people can reach you.
Okay. Hi guys, so this is Lynn from For Furniture, and we are a furniture company. We do commercial furniture package solution, especially for the restaurant industry. And we have our own factory, so we can customize the furniture for you. So most of the furniture, you have your own style or the color, so we can really follow your style and do the customize for you. So this is our responsibility for right now, the restaurant industry.
And you're located in Texas.
Yeah, we're located in Texas, Dallas, Plano.
Oh, Plano, we know
Yeah,
where that is.
Plano.
And
Yeah.
how can
Welcome.
just give us your phone number and how you want us to reach you?
I will type my phone number on the chat, then you can have a look. It's okay?
Yeah, but I want people watching us to hear it
Okay.
also.
Okay, my do I have to speak out? I just type right here. So this is my phone number, and right here is my email. You can send me any question or the furniture inquire. It's right here.
And you ship all over the country, right?
Yeah. We have our exactly.
Do you work with reps or do you sell direct?
Pardon?
Do you work with manufacturers reps or do you sell direct to the restaurant?
Both okay. So you can be our agent. Also, we can sell directly to the restaurant. We have our own sales and around the world.
Okay.
All
right. Well, welcome. Glad you
Yeah,
can
and
make it
that's
today.
good to know. Yeah, the restaurants watch this and they know that, so that's good.
Yeah, I think because the furniture is a really part of the furniture of the restaurant industry. Like the restaurant, they serve the customer and they keep the taste and they make the good food. And we serve the restaurant to support their really solid furniture and to give their customer a good environment.
That's terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Brian, you want to start us off with our intros so that Lynn knows who we are and
Sure.
people watching know who we are?
Morning, everybody. I'm Brian with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. I primarily work in the hospitality industry, and I also work with in the convenience store industry, the food truck industry, breweries, some logistics. It's kind of what I focus on, the hospitality, and we work all over the country. Again, we'll work with startups. We are, again, a commercial equipment financing company. I can be reached at 404-723-7222. Thanks.
Okay. Terry, good morning.
Good morning. Terry from Today's Restaurant News. I do know Jedin, and he does take all of the leads, and he does renew. So I'm very pleased about that. And what I do is manage the office and take care of, my main function is to make sure that we get as many leads as we possibly can. For Florida, we have a report, and we have a report for Georgia. Comes out once a month in an Excel spreadsheet, so you can sort them any way that you would like. You will get the owners' names, the phone numbers, the email addresses, which is very, very hard to get sometimes, about when they're opening, the name of the place, if they are under construction, if they are in permitting stages, if they're looking for a site, it is on there. If they have a bar, is very important. So people that sell liquor and sell bar equipment would know to contact them. And these are all restaurants that are up and coming. And then there are the new ones, brand new ones are at the top. But the main list is under the red line, which is easy to read. And if anyone wants a sample, just call me, 561-620-8888.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Rick,
Have a
good
good
morning.
Memorial weekend, everyone.
Mhm.
Good
Go
morning. Good morning, everybody. First of all, my apologies for not being here for a while. As you know, in any business, sometimes you have to stand back and reevaluate decisions that you have made and opportunities that are in front of you. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to a conference for the National Association of Benefit and Insurance Professionals, and I met an individual who does marketing and websites. And her and I sat down and she asked me, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What are your opportunities? So with April and I sitting down, we have rebranded yet again, and this is our final time for rebranding because we have to come up with some sort of idea of what we want to do. So we took the first initials of all of our first names in the family and the first initial of our last name, and we came up with Archie, April, Rick, Charlie, Hannah, Israel. So we are now Archie-Agency. So we are very excited about the rebranding. We have come up with a new website. It's very difficult to say goodbye to South Florida Affiliate Health Insurers because obviously that was the company name for 20 plus years. We are still incorporated as that name because I do not want to go through all the tax ID crap and all that other stuff again. So bank-wise, so we're branding it as that. Come up with a beautiful logo with an olive branch. We took the olive branch as the last name Israel. So if you will visit the website, I've posted it on the chat. But what we do to get to the grand scheme of things is we are a independent insurance brokerage firm. We help individuals guide through Medicare, Medigap policies. We also help with the ACA. We have also now delved into cancer policies, life insurance policies, and annuities starting and looking hopefully to long-term care. But in the gist of it, we're based in Huntsville, Alabama. I do appreciate the time to share with what's been going on, and I look for any kind of encouragement or constructive criticism going forward. Thank you very much for your time.
Can I ask you a quick question, Rick?
Go right ahead.
When you go to your website that everyone knows, like your people that you like us, like we're your customers, is it going to link it automatically to your new website?
No, we're actually going to debunk that one. That we did that one through GoDaddy. It was very cheaply done by myself without the knowledge of how to create a website. So the new one that's been created is professionally done. It's got links to Facebook, got links to Google, links to my enrollment page.
Okay.
And so it's professionally, and on the About Us, there's a small testimony tribute to my dad, who started the agency. So we're going to, what our goal is to, anybody who is in our client base right now who has an email address, we're going to send the website out. And anyone that can, you can just read me. Okay, I'm reading Steve. I'm sorry, I'm reading Steve's chat there. He sent me a message here. And anybody who does it, we're going to send out mailers so they know. And because a lot of people, in all honesty, Terry, the only ones that knew about the other website were just the individuals like yourselves who I talk to all the time.
Okay.
Dad's got clients who I've never met.
I just wondered, because if somebody looks you up, I just wanted to know if one would be linked to the other. Okay, thank you.
Okay, John, good morning. You're on mute.
Hey, this
There
is
you
John from Global Telecom Consultants. My company consults hospitality and restaurants with ever-changing technology. The best time to get in contact with us is when you're opening with a new business or looking for a new solution. We don't get paid by you, we get paid by the providers. So we are an asset to your organization and make sure that we provide you with the best solutions. You can reach me at 954-664-9500. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Where are we? Chris Kaufman, good morning.
Good morning, Chris Kaufman, primarily recruiting restaurant management talent in the Southeast United States. We had a company out of Jensen Beach call us just yesterday looking for a couple of culinary pros. We specialize in enhancing the human capital for a company, bringing all-star talent to all-star companies. You can reach us at 404 All-Star. That's 404-255-7827.
Thank you. Ed, good morning.
Good morning, Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida. We're an equipment supply company that basically works in the restaurant business, frozen dessert business. We have batch freezers, soft serve machines, display cases, whipped cream machines. You can reach me at 904-334-4489 and have a great Memorial weekend, everybody.
Thank you. And Steve.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Whitehill. I'm a business broker. I help people buy and sell businesses. And let me tell you about a business that's for sale. I have a liquor store it's actually a bar and restaurant in Broward County, Florida. It does $1 million, almost $2 million in sales, and it makes on that 100,000, a little over 100,000, almost 110,000, and it's priced at 150,000. Now, what's interesting to me is that I can tell for just taking a quick look at this, that this bar and restaurant is in fact not making as much money as it should be. It should be making close to 25%. What's happening here is there's probably a lot of unaccounted for cash. So it's being sold on the cheap because the guy isn't declaring essentially enough of his income to anybody. But there are all sorts of business opportunities of all sorts, and I just gave you one. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers, and you can reach me at 561-376-7500, or you can email me at steve@anchorbb.com. Thank you.
Lynn, is there anything that you want to add to what you told us before we?
I already typed our website. Our website is www.fohfurniture.com, and you can swap on our website if you have any furniture needs. And my email is lynn, LYNN, @fohfurniture.com.
Okay, great. Thank you.
If I could ask a favor of the group, while Rick came up with a new website, I refreshed mine, and I'd appreciate it actually if people would go to it, look at it, try the various things, because I want to make sure it's totally debugged and you don't know it until you try it. So any help I could get there would be appreciated. The website is anchorbb.com. That's the short name for it. That's what I use, less typing, and I appreciate it. I'll put that in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely. Doing it now.
I'm Howard Appel, founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News since 1996. And we are here to help you. And if you'd like to join us at a meeting or contact any of our members, look at our website at trnusa.com or give us a call at 561-620-8888. And if there's anything else, if not, everybody have a great Memorial Day weekend. And every year, Memorial Day falls on a different day. I was born on Memorial Day years ago when Memorial Day was May 30th. And just to let everybody know, in Brooklyn, there was a parade on Eastern Parkway on May 30th. And my parents took me to the parade for my birthday. And they said, "This is your parade."
I thought I was the only one.
Oh, mean.
Have a nice Memorial Day weekend.
Hey, wait a minute. I have a question for Steve.
Yes.
On your website, the picture of that restaurant, is that the one from Seinfeld?
You know what? I don't even know. I gave it to the guy and they just picked it up, so I haven't got a
Oh,
clue.
that's hilarious.
Could be.
I love
Listen.
it. You've got a great website. This is
Thank you.
really good.
If you notice at the
Steven,
bottom, there's a reference to you guys, however, the link isn't working yet, so. Okay.
Well, you
Okay.
I was gonna ask you if you
Oh,
put our
yeah, you
link in.
gotta,
Rick, did you put our link in?
he did, but
No,
it's
I
not
didn't.
working.
Yeah.
No, Rick.
No, I haven't yet. I will.
Okay, all right. Let's officially end the meeting again. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
and We'll see you next week.